Hey everyone, it's your host Cyber, and in this video I want to talk about PS4 Remote Play. I want to tell you guys about PS4 Remote Play and what I have been doing to improve the application overall, and I wanted to put a disclaimer out there. A lot of people, or some people will post in the comments section saying that you can get it from the Play Store. And I wanted to say, I know, everyone knows you can get it from the Play Store. People are not that dumb, you know. The only difference is between the modded version of PS4 Remote Play and the stock version of PS4 Remote Play is features. Features, features, features. Everyone loves features. It's like bitches love sticks. Bitches love features. You get the idea. So I put a lot of work into the modded version, and that's why I haven't put any videos towards PS4 Remote Play in a very long time. And I figured that since I'm about to release the update, I should make a video about it to inform you what's going on, what's happening, what's been new, and what I have been working on for the past few months on PS4 Remote Play. A lot of people are going to be very excited to know that I have officially releasing a new update. I know that some of you guys thought that I was abandoning the app. Well, I had a lot of things on my plate, and it involved other projects, so I really didn't think of PS4 Remote Play as an ongoing thing. Since the PS5 is coming, I'm hoping that PS5 Remote Play comes so I can mod that version and instantaneously put it onto mobile devices as well. Hopefully, I'm not 100%. I'm not going to tell you guys I'm going to if at all, because if it ends up not happening, then I don't want to keep a promise saying that, oh, you know, PS5 Remote Play is coming to your mobile, and I don't want to do that. That's scamming, and I don't do that kind of things. So let's talk about the first feature that I think that is needs more attention than the others, and that is ray tracing. I know a lot of people say, how can you get fucking ray tracing on mobile devices? Well, mobile devices are actually evolving. They're evolving much more faster than consoles are, and they're going to get to a point where ray tracing is going to become available. And since we're already in an era where ray tracing exists, mobile devices are going to do so too, and that's where ray tracing comes in the new feature. So what happens is whenever your PS4 renders a video, it will send it directly to your phone. Your phone will process that data and display it on whatever you see on your screen. However, how I set it up this time is that whenever the data is being received from your PS4 to your phone, not only that your phone can process that data, but it will allow the app will say, hey, you know, since your CPU does support ray tracing, you know, we're going to enable it and render it with ray tracing. So whenever it displays it on your screen, you're going to have a very more crisp and much more, improved graphics, in graphic-wise than you would typically see on your TV. It acts almost similar to a different kind of HDR monitor, like a 4K monitor, but even if you don't have 4K. So it improves it very slightly, but not by much, since the PS4 it doesn't support ray tracing, and your mobile device has to do that work for it. So it was a very tedious process to program. The second feature that I would have to say that I felt like it also is an important thing to talk about is just wait for it. Just wait for it. Wait for it. Screen sizeability. I know that doesn't make sense to a lot of people, but screen sizeability. As you know, phone screens are getting bigger and bigger and wider and much more lengthier, and PS4 Remote Play cannot do that. PS4 Remote Play will go into a border. However, some devices PS4 Remote Play does not do well with because of their screen size, so you're left with like a 4:3 a 4:3 inch screen format, and it is not great. So I did improve that. So it is going to, instead of going to a 4:3 square, it's going to go to a 16:9 aspect ratio. So this way if you have a bigger screen, it's going to display much better than you would typically see. Devices may vary, so everyone's going to get different results, so don't expect to get the same result that everyone you expect to be. Um, the next thing I actually improved within PS4 Remote Play that I think I was pretty proud of is hardware acceleration. I know that previously in previous versions of PS4 Remote Play, I really didn't add any hardware acceleration because the app didn't really use much horsepower from your phone. It just basically just streamed whatever data was being received from the PS4 to your phone. But since now ray tracing is available, even if your device doesn't have ray tracing, hardware acceleration is enabled by default. So whenever you're streaming, your hardware will basically accelerate to increase its performance, so you don't have to feel any kind of latency or any issues relating to performance. So that's where hardware acceleration comes in. I also I have to add is that Vulcan support. Man, I've done a lot in the last few months. Vulcan support was actually another tough one. It was a code that I wasn't really familiar much with. I pretty much had to I had to rewrite the OpenGL code for it, and then insert Vulcan, and then have it to where OpenGL can run, but have Vulcan GL alongside running too. So if it needs to, if there's more data that it needs to render, it can use Vulcan to increase that performance. It's a lot. Trust me, it's a very tedious process. It was not easy, but I finally did it, and yeah. So the other improvements that I also did is I fixed some bugs that some people were having. I added more device support for more newer phones and more older phones. I have improved detection within your touchscreen, so whenever you're touching the screen, the PS4 will be more responsive to it when receiving that data. I also improved connectivity between Bluetooth and thing, but you have to make sure that you're on Android 10. If you're on below Android 10, PS4 controller won't work for you. I do apologize for that. If you are using a wired controller, it may differ, might not work, but I added support for USB OTG on the app, so it's still buggy. I haven't got it really down packed yet. Let's see. I also added UPnP support, and if you don't know what UPnP is, it's Universal Plug and Play. Basically, instead of you having your PS4 set a specific IP, what will happen is that your phone will communicate with your router, and select a specific UPnP IP for it. Send that information to the PS4, so the PS4 can send also additional information to your phone. So this way, you don't have to manually port forward the app from your phone or PS4 in order to get results. I think that it was kind of very odd that I didn't do that in the first place, but now I did it, so it's available now. I think the final feature that I had to talk about that I think that needed to be improved is HDR10. HDR10 is a newer version of HDR, and most phones these days have HDR10, and the one that I had before was an older version of HDR. I think it was either HDR5 or just regular HDR, the first generation of HDR, and I upgraded from that all the way to HDR10, and if you have 4K, then it's going to go HDR10 plus. So that's also looking forward to that. It's not going to reduce. HDR doesn't really use resources. It just improves and re-renders everything into a much more more better picture. So I know a lot of you guys are probably excited about that. But either way, that's pretty much it for PS4 Remote Play. That's all the features that I have been working on. It took a very long time to code each one individually, and then packaging the app is very tedious. So yeah, so if you guys did enjoy this video, I would love it to and appreciate it if you smash that like button. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell's notification icon so you never miss a single video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.